Hola, hola, ¿qué tal mis queridos planetarios? Muy, pero muy buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches en el instante en que estés viendo este video, este encuentro, esta grabación. Hoy tenemos algo muy, pero muy especial. Nuestra queridísima Gloria Plata se encuentra en un lugar espectacular donde queremos compartir con ustedes. Queremos que ustedes sean partícipes de esta belleza, de este magno mundo que nos rodea, en el que estamos, en el que nos encontramos, el cual tenemos para disfrutar. Así que, Glorita, una feliz tarde, una feliz mañana, muy, pero muy bienvenida. Y gracias por compartir eso, Glorita.
Hola, Faber. Hola, en estos momentos nos encontramos en un espacio muy particular, en el puerto de Boston, en el avistamiento de delfines y ballenas en un santuario mar adentro. Por lo tanto, les voy a dejar el audio abierto, pero vamos a estar pendientes de el avistamiento de las ballenas. Mira la cara. Esos son delfines. Están en estos momentos bordeando el bote, rodeándolo, y como dicen los guías, están dándonos las bienvenidas. Se han visto las ballenas de mayor tamaño, se han visto a lo lejos cuando resoplan y sacan este chorrito de agua que tanto nos llama la atención.
Gaining about 60 to 70 pounds a day on multiple maybe a little gross, but about 40% fat on the milk, about 60 of cottage cheese. Calves can't let them, they basically have to use that milk up in the water. We're also going to gain about a foot a month. This little guy's probably about 20 feet right now, about 20,000 pounds. And this calf is only going to stay with mom for a couple more months. So right now, it's just in the transitory period of weaning. There's the calf. Means it's transitioning from milk to eating solid food on its own.
En estos momentos, ese que tenemos ahí a nuestro frente es un delfín. ¡Wow! ¡Qué belleza! ¡Wow! Dando una cordial bienvenida.
Those are the humpback whale flippers. Again, they're all white.
¡Esa es una ballena!
But it is green to us because it's protecting all the vital things.
Están soplando y nos están dando una calurosa bienvenida. Miren cómo están en la superficie.
The flippers will be 16 feet long. The mom's about to come up on our right side, and if you can't see the humpback whales on our left, you can see a different type of whale. Sorry, on the left side of the boat, we have a fin whale on the left-hand side of the boat. And the humpback, so that's a fin whale, right there on the left side. And we have humpback whales on the right side, so you get to pick which one you want to look at. Fin whales are very different than humpback whales. The fin whale on our port side is going to be about 70 feet in length. Basically built like a big submarine.
Como pueden todos ustedes escuchar, de fondo tenemos la voz de la guía que en este crucero nos están
Back over there.
orientando.
A little bit more buoyant. On the right side, we're seeing more thinner body.
¿Les también escuchan mi voz emocionada? Se siente una energía fabulosa, maravillosa, una vibración inigualable.
Typically that means you're taking shallower, shorter dives. With that very flat patch of water on the right side of the boat called the print. The whaling days, they thought that was oil coming off the whale's back. And now we know just physics as the whale dives, displacing that water and helping predict their hold on top.
Ustedes comprenderán que debemos tener mucha calma y mucha paciencia. Eso nos lo instruyen en el instante en que abordamos el bote, porque es precisamente la salida de ellas las que tenemos que aprovechar para verlas.
I believe the humpback whale is right on the left side, but we don't have propellers. We are jet propelled, so our whales can swim under the boat if they would like to. So that whale is right on the left side of the boat. Another question today: how close will the whales get? As I was saying before, there's a lot of regulations in place. But right now, when we're kind of surrounded by whales, we don't move. And sometimes with calves and juveniles, they are as curious as us as we are of men. So calf is still there.
¡Wow! ¡Qué bien!
Right now, you guys on the bow are getting freaked on by a baby whale. You can still see the whale at our left side of the boat. There's Paul right there.
A ver, ¿me escuchas?
Have the fin whale on the right hand side of the boat. You see that really tall fin dorsal. guys are on the bower enjoying whale breath. We call it whale snarf.
Mírala. Sí. Uf, se escucha. Se escucha cuando respiran.
Oh, and here's the Mickey. So you guys are getting all 3 species today, and every single one of them is really curious and remote right now. And they're able to appreciate just how this is.
Está aquí, está
Now
aquí.
on the right side.
Está aquí, mírala. Ay, qué belleza. Ay, saludo. Mire qué especial. Mírala aquí, mírala acá debajo. Ay, qué belleza. Gracias. Wow. Están debajo del bote. Míralas, aquí están debajo del bote y se ven a través del agua. Wow, qué saludo tan hermoso.
Es súper hermoso, mis queridos planetarios. Acabamos de presenciar precisamente ese saludo espectacular. Glorita, gracias. Vamos a continuar entonces contigo.
Gracias, mire, a través del agua se ven las corrientes que forman los bancos de peces que van detrás de la ballena. Creo que ustedes alcanzan a ver ahí el reflejo blanco. Uy, es emocionante. Nos informa la guía que lo que vimos fue una mamá con su vallenato. La que estaba aquí aquí hacia el barco era la mamá, y la que vimos de primera estancia fue su vallenato, su bebé ballena. De verdad, esa corriente, esos es el banco de peces que están detrás de la ballena.
A lot of them involve corralling fish. Again, out here they're mostly eating sand lamb.
Pero no se alcanzan a ver. No, así déjele la mitad.
So what we're seeing with that scarring is actually humpback whales will do a very specific type of feeding behavior here in the southern section of the bay. Beautiful looking dive from Mom and Cat. That is what humpback whales are famous for. It does mean they'll probably be on a 5 to 10 minute dive. So we have lots of cool information to go through. First of all, again, we saw that scarring on the right-hand side of their jaw. That's from repeatedly dragging your face against the bottom of the ocean floor. We'll do that to actually scoop up sand land, which like to sort of form a mat along the bottom of the ocean floor. We'll sort of repetitively scrape the floor. That will sort of steer the fish. The humpback whale will open its 10-foot long jaw, about 90 degrees. Intake a couple thousand gallons of water, so about 60 to 70 pounds of fish. Filter out the water and swallow the fish whole. What's interesting about that scarring is that you saw on this whale, it was only on her right side. It wasn't on the left. And we see that very commonly in humpback whales. It happens either on the right or the left. So we do believe, like humpback whales, like humans are left-handed versus right-handed, humpback whales are the left jaw or the right jaw. So it looks like this humpback whale with the right jaw. 90% of humpback whales have a scar on the right side and about 10% on the left. Oh, there is that minke whale. This is honestly the best looking of minke I've ever
Mira,
had.
mira, allá. Mírala, mira, allá viene. Ahí
Minke
viene.
is also
Ahí viene.
looking
Viene
like
por
that.
debajo. Mírala acá. A nuestra derecha. Viene. Mírela. La vemos a través del agua.
We have minke whales just swimming down the right-hand side of the boat.
Entró
So
por
when
debajo
Mama
del
humpback
bote.
whale lifted her tail, we were able to tell the identity of that humpback whale. As I mentioned before, humpback whale tail patterns are as unique as their fingerprints. They range from all white to all black, what we call that whale. We have about 1,000 different humpback whale catalogs, which is pretty cool from a scientific perspective. I truly have never had a minke whale mug boat. I don't know what's happening. They typically couldn't care less about us. So I don't know if there's something in the water, but this minke whale, you'll never get a better look at a minke whale. You can just sort of see the size difference. The flippers are really tiny and cute compared to the very long, graceful humpback whale flippers. But again, we can catalog humpback whales based on their tail pattern. So just by taking a photo of a humpback whale tail, without ever having to put a physical tag or tracker on it, we can keep track of it year after year when it comes back with tags and more information about its life history. We're able to tell you the identity of that humpback whale right there. She is a humpback whale named Abyss. Abyss is one of our favorite humpback whales, possibly going up down in the top. We love Abyss. She's super unique for a couple of reasons. First of all, she has almost all black flippers. Humpback whales on the East Coast typically have all white flippers. But she in general is just known for liking both.
Mírela qué hermosa.
So Abyss is actually only 8 years old. This is her first hatch this year. So it's pretty exciting. We've been seeing Abyss for the last couple of years, and this is her first time to set up with a hatch. It's really exciting. We got a photo of that little whale.
Pasan por debajo del
So
bote.
now we'll be able to track Abyss's hatch for the rest of its lifetime. Be found young, but that is typical for a humpback whale. They reach physical and sexual maturity as early as 7. Definitely a little different than a human's life history. Humpback whales can actually live as long as humans, about 80 years. We started really keeping track of those tail patterns in the 1970s. First humpback whale that we ever named was in 1976. She had a very white dorsal with white, almost looking like someone sprinkled white salt all down her side. She was aptly named Salt. The whale.
Debajo del bote hay una gran ballena.
Also, its tail pattern of this cat is fully set in. In all the excitement, you may have been able to see the cat with its tail, and the tail pattern isn't fully set in. It's almost sort of like a creamy color. It takes a couple years for that pattern to be fully set in. So once it's a couple years old, we get named at the next naming conference. like our fin whale far in the distance at 12. And that's scientists and naturalists from the area will come together. We'll name a whale after distinguishing characteristics on the underside of its tail. Whales will be named off of distinguishing characteristics on the underside of its tail. And there's a couple other criteria we follow. We, first of all, don't name a whale based off of a famous person or our friends. Finally, we don't give our whales gender-specific names. So we don't give our whales a girl name or a boy name. It's actually because it's very hard to tell the sex of the whales that we are watching. The easiest way to tell if a whale is male or female is if it comes back with a calf. We know this is a female because males have absolutely no role in raising a calf when it's born. Otherwise, it's very hard to tell if a whale is a male or female. So very rarely a whale will roll over on its underside, and there's a small bump you can look for on females called a hemispherical lobe. However, that doesn't happen too often. We have a lot of presumed males on the whales that we've never seen its underside, have never seen its calf. There's a lot of classic stories of us thinking a whale is a male, finding the seed for over 10 years with a calf, and then of course next year it's seed with a calf. This is generally why we don't give our whales gender-specific names.
Recordemos, mis queridos planetarios, que este bello espectáculo viene acompañado de una enorme paciencia. Continuamos con nuestro bello espectáculo.
Here's mom and calf right now. So again, Abyssa's calf is only going to stay with mom for maybe a month or so more. Right now, it's just the final period of transitioning from nursing using solid milk to eating solid foods of its own. So when Abyss and calf go down on a dive together, there's a good chance Abyss, when she's feeding, the calf is right by her side, watching her movements, potentially even mirroring her own movements. Then, in about November, sometimes October, we see mom and calf separate, and then they won't be seen together again. So right now, there's a chance for calf and mom to stop the house together. Calf learn how to be adults back home.
Están viendo las que están saliendo a la superficie y resoplan. Escuchen.
Very exciting. You may look at your 3 o'clock and you see, oh, lots of brown. That is whale poop. I'm pretty excited. Don't get to see whale poop every day, so that's good. Oh, wow. There's a good chance that this was just feeding. Looks like the discoloration.
Sí, esa sombra blanca que se ve ahí debajo del lago.
I love to talk about whale poop. Oh,
¡Wow!
Calf on the left. All right, calf just went down, but it looks like Abyss. You can still sort of see the green patches about your 1 o'clock. So they should still be somewhere near the surface.
Mira,
So again, our whale poop is
aquí
super
viene.
important for the environment. It's
Esa
so
es la
very
grande
friendly
que se
type of
ve
cereal
en
cloth,
blanco por
because
debajo del agua.
pretty fluffy poop to the
Aquí se
surface.
ven.
Fun fact, whales cannot poop under pressure. They have to come to the surface to defecate. That is actually really important to the environment. As I was mentioning with upwelling, over time, cold water nutrients fall down to the bottom of the ocean floor. But when whales poop at the surface, like Abyss just did at our street clock, it's like a huge nutrient bomb at the surface. She's actually basically fertilizing the surface. Lots of nutrients, which can help with phytoplankton production, and it actually helps sequester carbon out of the atmosphere. We call it the whale pump or nutrient
Glorita,
cycle.
rápidamente,
And a lot of
al
research has been
fondo,
done
en la
with
parte de
how actually
adelante,
impactful these
podríamos
whales
ver
are to sort of
una
nutrient
estela
cycling.
blanca,
That's
como
estimated
una
about
corriente
2
parecida a
million
la
whales
corriente
died
del
during
Pacífico,
whaling,
por
or
debajo
large
del
whales
agua.
died, and that actually had a very measurable impact
Porque
on
estamos
production
en
and
estos momentos.
environment. The whales are
Lo que
not
ustedes
only
ven
super
abajo
cool
allá
to
es
look
en el
at,
horizonte,
but they're actually
es
really
la
important to
isla
the environment as well.
Hull, que es el santuario, y es un lugar donde se encargan de estudios especiales de la vida marina y de esta
So when
latitud.
whales do defecate, it's a
Es
really
por
good
eso
sign that
que
Abyss
se
was under the
acerca
water feeding.
el
So,
crucero, se
and there's
acerca
the
a
cap on the
esa área
left-hand side of the boat.
para que estén estos avistamientos. Ahora estamos viendo solo ballenas, pero nos informan que también se
So
ven
again, there's a
toda
couple
clase
feeding
de
techniques Abyss could have been doing. She
especies
could have done the
autóctonas
freezing
de
method
estos
that I was
lugares,
mentioning before,
delfines
all that
y otra
scarring.
clase de cetáceos. Aquí en este momento lo que tú dices es
Underwater,
una
humpback
franja
whales will actually
coralina,
also blow bubbles
pero
in a
es solo
circle to
franja,
trap or corral
que
fish.
está
Whales are
cerca
really,
a la
really
isla.
smart, and by blowing bubbles in a circle, it will basically force the fish to kind of come together in a tightly knit ball. The fish get scared. They are not the smartest animals in
Recordamos,
the
por
ocean.
favor,
They all clump
este es
together
el
thinking,
Atlántico
my buddy
Norte,
on the outside is going to be the one
en
that
la
gets eaten.
latitud de Boston,
Again, it makes
hacia
it
el
very
norte
easy
con
for
la
a humpback
costa
whale to
de,
come through.
con la
If it's
frontera
large
canadiense.
enough and follow those fish whole. Mom and calf just popped up together at our 9 o'clock. So just pointing out some differences now, if you haven't been able to keep track of which one's mom, which one's calf. So mom is on the left right now, she's bigger. They also have very distinct dorsal fins. So that fin we're seeing on top is another way naturalists and scientists are able to ID humpback whales to each other. This is a very triangular dorsal with two very distinct notches taking out on each side. The calf dorsal is a little bit more round, a little bit more spread out.
No sé si se alcance a apreciar por la cámara una especie de color más claro del agua hacia esta parte del frente. Nos informan que son corrientes marinas, submarinas, que se visualizan en la superficie como si fueran ríos dentro del mismo mar. Ahí se puede ver como la corriente forma un camino y estas son las aguas, las corrientes que estos seres, las ballenas y los delfines, toman como rutas de marcha de ellas. Nos indican que esas corrientes están dadas por los cambios de temperatura que hay en esas zonas a lo largo del suelo marino. La verdad es que es algo complejo pero fabuloso y maravilloso. Les confieso que es primera vez que vengo a un espectáculo de estos y estoy maravillada.
Mom should be somewhere nearby. All right, there's Abyss on the left. doing what we call snaking, where it sort of has both its head, again, it's the rostrum, and its dorsal out of the water, sort of like that. We're not always exactly.
En este momento el bote hace giros para que tengamos oportunidad de
whale,
ver
which is that really
a
big
los
whale with all the
laterales
distance.
de la
While
ruta
other
que estamos
species are still
tomando
endangered,
del frente de la
these
isla.
guys are still facing threats despite whaling no longer being allowed. It's definitely things to keep in mind to sort of protect our wildlife. Very cute snaking still happening from cats. First of all, just being mindful of these whales. So if you have those balloons end up landing in the middle of the ocean. These guys are big filter feeders. Again, they're intaking anything solid, filtering out the water. They can't really selectively pick what they want to swallow. So often that plastic does end up sitting in their stomach. It gives them the artificial feeling of being full. These whales need to eat a lot. It's super important when they're in the feeding ground that they're getting as much calories as possible. So anything that's in their stomach that should be there is really affecting them. We actually once tracked a balloon that made its way all the way from Ohio. We know that because on the side was a mayoral candidate. So one of the easiest things you can do to protect our whales is just pop those balloons when you're done with them. It sounds so simple, but not releasing balloons will ensure that they don't end up in the middle of the ocean and they don't end up in our whale stomach. And again, in general, just being mindful of single-use plastic. Alright, oh, and there's a minke whale!
Por momentos estamos mirando así al horizonte cómo se presentan ballenas que salen.
Absolutely phenomenal look at this
Se
minke
ve
whale up out of London. You can see how
vapor que sale
streamlined
de
it is
su
compared to the humpback whale. It's a lot more
Entonces
gray in
sabemos que
color
son
as
ballenas
well.
que están por allá. Una de las cosas que ha aclarado los viajes es
You
que
see its little minke
hay
mitten.
muchas ballenas con sus bebés,
So again, with
como
the
las
minke
que
whale,
vemos
we'll never
ahora,
see its tail
porque
sort of rise
el
above the water.
santuario
They're so
es
streamlined
una
that
zona
you don't really
de
need to lift the
reproducción de
tail.
las ballenas. Entonces ellas siempre se ven en pareja,
Alright,
sea
beautiful
con su
little
compañero
calf
o
flute.
la familia.
Calf flute is much
Se ve
whiter
con su
than
ballena.
mom.
Entonces
So
ahí
we'll add that to the catalog.
informaba sobre el tiempo de vida promedio de las ballenas, pero que estas tienen una gran diferencia porque estas se conservan. Pero
Alright, there's the
atraviesan el
calf still at
Atlántico
the surface.
para ir al continente europeo o para bajar hasta
Minke
el
whale
Atlántico
somewhere around
medio,
our
que
bow. Minke whales are pretty
limita
cool. They are
parte
actually
de
one of the few whales that
Centroamérica,
weren't hunted in whaling. They're
hacia
really
las
small and really
islas,
fast. They
hacia la
work
zona
really smart
este
to sort of
de las
efficiently
islas del
take.
Caribe.
They're actually what we believe
Una de
the
las
most
cosas que nos
abundant
llama
type
mucho la
of
atención
baleen
es,
or rorqual
por
whale
ser
in the
este un
world.
santuario,
There's estimated to actually be about a million minke
las
whales in the
ballenas se
world.
encuentran muy sanas.
Unfortunately, we don't have as
Y
good
es algo
idea
que
of their
veía
population
en una
numbers
información que nos
because we
dieron
don't see their
previa
tails. They have less
sobre
distinguishing characteristics. It's a little
las
harder
ballenas que
to
se
tell
avistan
individuals
acá
apart from each
y
other.
tienen
We
las
don't have
cicatrices
as good
propias de
estimates of
las
their
del
population
Pacífico que
size.
lamentablemente han pasado por maltrato ambiental o de pronto se han salvado de las pescas que hacen ciertos países que no respetan los límites que hay y aprovechan las aguas internacionales para hacer pesca indebida de estos
Right
seres.
off of our bow,
Algo
looks like
muy
we had a
bonito que
tiny
llama
little
la atención
jellyfish on the right hand side of the boat around
ver
our
a lo lejos
really
vemos,
tiny and
vamos a
red.
tomar en este momento, a lo lejos
Again,
vemos
everyone's here for the same
un
reason,
pequeño
for lots of food in the
yate
water,
donde
the different types of
se
turtles
informa,
and fish will actually
vemos el
feed off
yate
of this.
y vemos su estela blanca Detrás de la estela blanca hay como tres montículos. Esas son ballenas o delfines que acompañan a los botes en estos lugares. Aquí estamos viendo la bruma del agua, la espuma del agua cuando enciende sus hélices para hacer sus movimientos o giros o tomar el camino correspondiente para la travesía. Estamos a 1 hora 40 minutos de distancia de Boston, de la ciudad de Boston. Pues, estamos a la espera de ir más avistamientos, a ver que estos maravillosos seres nos sigan dando la bienvenida. Mire, una medusa chiquita. ¿Alcanzas a...?
No se alcanza a ver.
¿Alcanzas a verla? A ver. Allí, chiquita. Son medusas. No sé si alcanzan a ver como... Son como unos pececitos transparentes. Y mire, aquí estamos enfocando la parte inferior del bote y se alcanzan a ver medusas y el llamado plancton del agua. Nosotros diríamos que es agua sucia, pero nos damos cuenta de que esto se mueve y ese es el plancton. De eso se alimentan las ballenas. Mire allí una medusita. Mírela, sí. Nos están informando que lo que sueltan es el alimento para precisamente las ballenas se acercan al bote. Hay una medusa grande que se ve allá en la corriente blanca.
But as we turn the boat, we'll get you back to Boston. So I hope you guys can sit back and enjoy the ride.
Yo creo que el paseo va finalizando. Vamos a tener un poco de paciencia. Por allí se están viendo más chorritos de vapor de las ballenas que están a la distancia. Sí, está acompañadita.
Any last looks at our mom and calf pair? They're still up at the surface at our 1 o'clock.
sale, está tomando un baño de sol. ¡Wow!
Half of the surface at 3. Do a little bit of turning right now.
El lanza, abuelo, cuando ve que llega. ¡Mira la suya! Salen volando.